Commuting sucks, but there are some companies out there trying to make it a little bit less crappy. So we pitted San Francisco's Muni against the electric scooter rental service Scoot. Then we also tried out Uber, and finally we tried the newcomer on the block, the Bolt motorbike. Getting to work in an urban environment can be tricky. To figure out the best way to get to work, I'm going to break down the price, convenience, and speed of each method. So I live approximately 7 miles from work. For convenience, Uber wins, but it also costs $20 to get to work, so right off the bat, no. Now the Bolt motorbike is actually something you own. It's not quite available now, it's still in beta mode, but the little electric bike looks like a cafe racer. It's actually pretty fun to ride, and it's already in my garage. The other two-wheel option is a Scoot. They're electric scooters that you can rent locally. Now they'll go up to about 25 miles on a charge, and you have to use an app to find one, but fortunately there's one about 2 blocks from my house. So the third option is San Francisco's transportation Muni. It's the bus service. I'm taking the bus. It takes a few minutes to get there, and then while I'm standing there, I'm waiting anywhere from 30 seconds to 9 minutes for a bus to show up, which, seems like wasted time. But it's only $2.25 to ride, so it's cheap. Unfortunately, because of where I work, I have to take 2 buses. So as I get off the first bus, I realize I have to wait 11 minutes for the second bus. So now I have to make a decision. Do I want to walk the 15 minutes to get to work, or wait 11 minutes to take the bus? Meanwhile, should I get a coffee? Now the Bolt and the Scoot both win on speed, but neither is actually very speedy. Because they're both EV vehicles and they're relatively low power, anytime my 200+ pound frame encounters a hill, and there are so many hills in San Francisco, I end up creeping along at about 19 miles per hour. Fortunately, the Bolt is an electric bike, so I can move into the bike lane, no harm, no foul. The Scoot, on the other hand, it's actually a scooter, so I can't go into the bike lane legally. Now, because the Bolt is actually a bike, I took it down San Francisco's famous bike path, the Wiggle. It's a relatively hill-free path from the west side to downtown. Now, when I get to work with the Bolt, no one yelled at me in the bike lane, so that's a plus. And instead of parking in the garage, I decided to take it on the elevator and park it by my desk. There's a Scoot charging station in the garage at work. That's great, but it also highlights the fact that Scoot goes about 25 miles on a single charge. The Bolt, on the other hand, will go 50 miles in eco mode on a single charge, which means I can ride to work and back on a single charge, no problem. But I can also take the battery out and plug it in next to my desk. Uber's nice, but it's too expensive. It's more of a splurge than a commuting option. $20 to get to work and $11 to get home is insane. Maybe once a month. Muni is great, but it's the complete opposite of Uber because it's cheap, but it can also be inconvenient and you might be late to work and sometimes the bus doesn't show up. So the real winners here are Scoot and Bolt. Neither require a motorcycle license. Hell, the Bolt doesn't even require a driver's license. But the Bolt's not available, and there's a waiting list and a hefty price tag of $4,500 for early adopters, and the final product will probably cost you about $5,500 to $6,000. Not cheap. Meanwhile, the Scoot, it's available now. A half-hour ride costs $2 with a $19 monthly plan, or $4 for a half hour with no monthly fee. The Scoot is cheap, it's speedy, and it's convenient. It's not going to cost you an arm and a leg like Uber. It's actually available unlike Bolt, and you'll actually get to work on time unlike Muni.